Hello friends, my name is Shri Prakash Singh and you are watching our YouTube channel BI and datascience.com. In today's video, we are going to talk about why you should consider making a career in field of data science, analytics or AI. We are in the January month and people are still making their New Year resolutions, so I thought, what would be a better time to make a video on this topic? If career change or career progression in 2025 in field of AI and analytics is one of your wish list and you are wondering what are your options, what does it take to make a cut in this field, then this video is for you. We will cover everything you need to know, like what are different kind of options in the field, what the demand looks like in next 10 to 15 years from now, what are the salaries, and more importantly, what would be your earning potential? How resilient and future proof are these careers? And even if you lack a strong foundation in mathematics, programming, or business domain expertise, there still may be a career option for you. We will cover all these aspects in detail. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back just after this short intro. 12 years back, in October 2012, Thomas Davenport and DJ Patil, they published an article in Harvard Business Review with the title Data Scientist, the Sexiest Job of 21st Century. Now, 12 years back, that quote was relevant. It's relevant even today, and it would be relevant 10 to 15 years from now. Why? Because the field of analytics, data science, machine learning, and AI is very diverse and it is still evolving at a rapid pace. And there are so many career opportunities. You would have heard about different roles like business analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, AI project manager, the list goes on. So let me first explain quickly a bit about these roles. If you want to understand the difference between analytics, business intelligence, data science, machine learning, NLP, computer vision, generative AI at a theoretical level as a field of study, then watch this video. The link is in the description. In this video, I'm going to focus more on explaining these roles from a business and from an experience perspective. So now let me explain you what these different career options are. So you have heard of business analyst, data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, AI engineer, AI architect, right? And to understand these roles, first let's understand how a business works. So you have a business, right? Now, to operate a business, you need customers. And to face customers, you need what we call as front end. So let's call something as front end. This is your front end. Now, what is a front end? If you are an online business, your front end would be your website. This is how you are facing your customers. If you are an offline business, your front end can be your store or your office. Now, there are other aspects of your business, right? So there is a supply chain, there is a logistic and all of that in between, but there are suppliers, vendors, all of that. But more from what I'm trying to emphasize is you will have a backend that collects all the information about your business, right? And in olden days, these informations were collected in forms of registers, folios, from which you'll do all your financial reporting, like how much business you got, how much money you made, and how much you lost, so on, right? So let's call that as a backend. So that's your backend. All those informations are stored in backend. In context of this information, let's understand what a business analyst does. And before understanding that, think of in business, there are business managers who would be making decisions in business every day. So they would be changing the price, the packaging of the product, they will be bringing in new products. So they are making all kind of decisions in the business. Now, when they make a decision, it's reflected on their front end. You change a price, it will show up on your website, or it will show up in your store. Now, these decisions are faced by customers. Customers may like your decision and they may dislike your decision. So if they don't like your decision, your website conversion will go down. If they like your decision, your website conversion will go up, or your revenue will go up. You'll make more money. If they don't like, the reverse will happen. Now, all this information is getting stored in backend, right? So over time, businesses were only collecting the data. They were not making decisions based on the knowledge that's getting stored here in the backend. Now that's the job that a business analyst does. So what do a business analyst do? He analyzes all the data in the backend, and from those data he will generate insights. And insights that would help business make better decisions, right? Better decisions. So that's why a lot of time their role is also called as business intelligence, because they are providing intelligence based on the data to optimize the business. And they work very closely with the business managers and data. In order to do this, they need neat and clean data. Now, you would say all the data is here, stored in disks. Why can't they go and pick it from here? A good information, right? Good insights. But it's not that easy, because a lot of times this data may be separate, so you need to join them. And maybe, what we say is data got muddied, right? So you need some way to make all this data into a analyzable format. And often that's the work that data analysts do, right? So what do data analysts do is they would scrub the data. They can also make dashboards, just like these guys are making dashboards here. Their dashboards is more business focused. Their dashboard would be more intensive data focused, right? So most of the time they would make dashboards around product functioning, things working well. These guys will make dashboards around businesses, metrics, KPIs. And just like business analysts and data analysts, you have a lot other analysts in any organization, but they are some combination of a business analyst or data analyst. Like you may have financial analyst, you may have product analyst, but they are some proportion of business and data. So mostly business analysts would work with tools like say Power BI, Tableau, Looker, Clickstream, and all of that, right? And a data analyst would work more with the scripting language like SQL, Python scripts, and so on, right? Then the question is now, what do data scientists do? So data scientists are people who have strong background in mathematical intuition and statistical inference, right? So there are a lot of insights that cannot be visible just by looking at data or chart. you cannot get all the information, right? So to distill some information, you need to rely on sophisticated mathematical algorithms. Those algorithms we will learn in the other videos, like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and things like that, right? So data scientists are people who are mining this information using complicated algorithms. That's one part of their job. And by doing this, they are trying to understand the causality, like what's causing a material change in your business. Because if your business is just fluctuating by chance, no data scientist can provide you insights around that. But if there are certain business decisions or certain underlying consumer behavior that's impacting your business, which is not so obvious in your reports and dashboards, data scientists would be able to mine those information for you. Now, coming to machine learning engineers, what they do. So, machine learning engineers, they do jobs similar to data scientists, but they do it more for the production environment. Data scientists are doing all this job on the historical information, right? So they are working like a researcher. They are building the technology. Machine learning engineers are using those research and making product out of that. So think of data scientists as the universities. They are producing the research work, and that's why they are called engineers and they are called scientists. That's the difference, right? So they are productionalizing all these algorithms into your front end or your production environment, and directly shipping it to your customers. So far, so good. So the question arises then, what do AI architect do? Now, as I said, the field of data science and analytics and AI, it's evolving at a very, very rapid pace. So more and more new kind of responsibilities are coming up because we are figuring out new kind of challenges. So what happens is, if you're building, say, 10 or 20 models, and you are trying to package those 10, 20 models into your product, so far good. But what if you want to package more than 100 models? Like, is your model deployment scaling up with the advancement in cloud and parallel computing, right? And with the growing need, if you are trying to pack hundreds and thousands of recommendation engines, and there are certain applications that needs that, like self-driving cars. A self-driving car has to make hundreds of decisions at the same time. It has to interpret a person who is coming in front of me, at what speed is he coming in, and then what trajectory he would take, because nothing is certain. The person can turn in any direction, right? So making all these decisions at the same time, it has to take care of the stop signs, the red lights, and also any potholes or deviation in the road, right? So there are several models that have to be packed in an instantaneous or very small window of decision making. And to do all that, is your model capable enough to scale, or is it capable enough to handle all this? All those concerns are addressed by AI architects or AI engineers, right? That's why these responsibilities involve some kind of understanding of infrastructure, technologies, along with your traditional knowledge of data science and machine learning. Now, this is all good, right? But then the question comes in, from here to here is a long journey, because obviously no decision can be made without the acceptance of your business managers. So, business managers are the people who are giving requirements. So, they are originating the requirements, and then your architects and engineers, they are delivering it, right? They are the one who are delivering it. Now, to end this whole bridge, to gap this entire bridge, you need a project manager. And that project manager is not like the traditional project manager who knows Agile, Scrum, all of the good practices, but he should also know the challenges and the underlying complexities of AI as well. That's why we call that person as a AI project manager, right? Now, hope this gives you a good understanding of a good understanding of the ecosystem. Now the question arises: what is what is best for me? What options should I choose? So to make those decisions, if you like more working with business, if you are more on this side of the house, you like to work more understanding business, making recommendations in business, you're good with analyzing data, mining insights from data, you should start your career as a business analyst. And if you're someone who likes to work with data, manipulate data, loves some of the programming languages, SQL, you learn to write queries and codes, then probably start your career as a data analyst. Now, if you have all the mathematical foundations and everything, and kind of you have that in your education, and you have done a lot of project work around the practical use case of those algorithms, you can start your career as a data scientist as well. Oftentimes, if you're coming from software background, you have good hands-on on Python and other programming languages, and you can learn mathematical understanding, you should start your career as a or transition your career as a machine learning engineer. And if you are someone who has very good understanding of cloud technologies like AWS, Azure, GCP, right? You know all these public clouds, and you know the concepts around networking, network management, protocols, cybersecurity, all of those things. Probably you can make your entry here as an AI architect by learning the concepts around AI and machine learning. And with time, a business analyst has two choices. He can either move to this side of the house, or he can move all the way on the people management side, where he's more managing the data assets end to end. So he can move into a AI PM or a data strategy leadership roles. Data analysts with time, if you are someone, you can move as a data scientist or as a machine learning engineer or AI engineer. So the entire space is open for you. Most of the time, data scientists, what they do is they have a choice too. They can either grow in the research domain itself, and they can become principal data scientist, or they can become staff data scientist or distinguished data scientist, right? So they can individually grow in that space, or they can move to the application side, and they can also become an AI architect and so on. So hope this gives you a good understanding of all the different roles and all the words that you have heard in industry. It gives you an idea what they do, and we will talk more about how you can gain those skills. Now that you have understood different kind of career options, Question that would come to your mind is what and in what order you should study, what skills you should gain, or what skills you should upskill, how much time it would take. Whether you are switching your career or you're starting fresh, the right roadmap makes all the difference. And to answer all your questions in one place, our team has created a comprehensive, step by step guide to help you navigate your journey with clarity, confidence, and with time tested and proven strategies. We are giving you all the four roadmaps completely free, one for data or business analyst career seekers, the other for data scientist or machine learning engineers, third for data engineers or AI architects, and fourth for those who are trying to become a project manager or want to move in a leadership role. All four roadmaps in one comprehensive document, completely free. All you have to do is click the download link in the description and download your free copy today. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, now let me show you some data and surveys. Let's look at the demand and the job market for next 10 to 15 years from now. Then we'll look into the different career options. Third, we'll look into different earning potential and emerging opportunities. Then we'll look from the sustainability and the impact that you can bring. And finally, we'll look at from the philosophical debate. So looking from the demand and the job market. Survey from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 35% growth from 2022 to 2023. A 35% growth. That's a massive growth. And this data is old. Actually, the average growth may be more than 35. And you can see here the median pay that's higher than any other field. The second report is from World Economic Forum. So World Economic Forum's report is a big report. It's a 200 plus pages report. I'll copy the link in the description. If you're interested, you can download and read it. But it covers every country, every region from every skill point of view. Now, what this report emphasizes is that data analysts, data scientists, AI and ML specialists are among the top emerging jobs for the next 10 to 12 years. So, for North America, if you see what was the biggest job creator segment, like which technology created maximum job in US, 60% more jobs were created from big data analytics, the highest, followed by encryption and cybersecurity, which is again a adjacent area, and then your digital platform and app development. Other thing that World Economic Forum does is it looks at the skills that are needed for future developments, right? So in future, what kind of skills are needed? What would be the reskilling methodology, right? So we see analytical thinking is their rank one, is the first rank. Analytical thinking, it ranked first. Now you look at the 5-year trend, it's all rising. And the importance, they evaluated 70% of the jobs in future will require some kind of analytical thinking. What skills are closest to analytical thinking? Like the other way to say is, if you already possess analytical thinking, what are the next set of skills that are easy to learn or easy to enter into? And those are creative thinking. Make sense, right? You see where it's coming from? And then AI and big data. Because to excel in the field of AI and big data, it is important you develop a critical and analytical thinking, a problem solving approach. Analytical and critical thinking is must if you want to excel in field of AI and data science or big data. And you see, these skills are also important for leadership and influential roles. So now Coming to earning potentials, like what we already covered different kind of career options. So let's dive into different earning potentials, right? So for comparison, I put two countries, US and India. Why? Because we are in US. Most of our operation is US based, and India has the biggest talent pool in field of AI and data science. And I think it's needed for a country of a billion population. And if they have to become $10 trillion economy from 3.5 trillion economy that we are today, we'll have to focus massively on data science, AI. And I told you there is a big gap between the skills that's out there in the market and the skill that is needed. And one of our initiative at BI and data science is to kind of bridge that skill. If you look at the salary, like around $125,000 for entry level data scientists. I have been recruiting in field of data science for last 15 years. I have led team of more than 100 plus data scientists and analysts, and I know the challenge of recruiting. Even you are ready to pay the pay, it's very difficult to find good talented candidates in the interview. A machine learning engineer gets more than they are easily 150,000 right now. It's very difficult to find a good machine learning engineer below 150,000 K. Now, AI product managers, this is little bit of big, like 140 to 190. I think it's a fair range. Business intelligence analyst or data analyst, I explained you earlier, like these are entry level roles. You start your career either as a business analyst or as a data analyst, and then you make progress into from business analyst you can move to AI product manager or being a data scientist. And from data analyst, you can again be a data scientist or you can be a machine learning engineer. Now in India, you see a similar trend, right? Grad, if he has a solid understanding in data analytics and business intelligence, can get a job around 5 to 6 lakhs a year. A data scientist, this is a very big range from 4 lakh to 26 lakhs because of the skill sets. As I told you, like these skills are little bit different. Skills that you need for data science analytics, they may seem easy theoretically, but critical thinking and analytical thinking makes it very hard. So you develop those skills, you can easily make to the end of the spectrum. You can easily move towards 25 lakhs. Machine learning engineer, again a big range from 5 lakhs to around 60 lakhs. Depends on your analytical ability. AI architect, salaries between 15 to 30 lakhs. Now, AI architect is an experienced role. You need to understand the ecosystem of cloud computing, parallel computing, and how your data solutions would scale, and you are trying to build an ecosystem around it. So it needs a fair degree of experience. And if you have downloaded our roadmap, you can see like there are a lot of tools and technologies that you need to know to be an either a data engineer or an AI architect. AI product manager, again a big range in India from 4 lakhs to 28 lakhs. Again depends on the skill sets. But in summary, you can see like these jobs enable you to command more than median salary. I would say far more than the median salary in industry compared to any other job. Coming to what kind of global impact you can make and on the sustainability of this planet. Now, this is becoming very critical because today, if you want to be optimistic, you can be optimistic. If you want to be pessimistic, you can be pessimistic because on one end, you see the global warming rising up. We had a big fire in California, one of the biggest in history so far, because the climate was so dry. The natural events like flood, drought, fire, they occur abruptly, and their scale of disaster making capability goes drastically up. So you cannot predict them. One, you will not be able to be prepared because if you cannot predict, you won't be prepared. And second, their magnitude and their impact is getting severe and severe. Now, the good side of AI would be because a lot of things in the climate change, I think if it can be reversible, it can only be reversible using AI. Important aspect of moving into field of AI is by the nature of global impact you can make, right? So let's start with healthcare. Today, healthcare is becoming expensive in almost all the countries. You see India, you see US, everywhere. Healthcare is becoming super, super expensive. Now, with proper training, AI can read the X-ray reports, the diagnosis. It can do diagnosis much better than a doctor. It can detect an onset of cancer way before a doctor can, because it is learning from lots and lots of data. So imagine a possibility where we collate all the health related data in a centralized location, and we train today's generative model on that massive amount of data. The ability to predict and infer and diagnose medical problems will become more precise, more timely, and we'll be able to detect them early. And if you are able to detect them early, we'll be able to solve them. The other area of research in healthcare is the drug discovery. It takes a lot of time to discover a new drug, but with generative AI, you train on all the existing formulas, composition of the drug, it can come up with the new combination on its own, right? Just like ChatGPT comes up with new kind of stories. Most of our education in world is mass based, right? And that's why I say online trainings do not make a lot of impact, because they are a broadcast training. One training is given for everybody, but everybody's mind is little different. Your opportunity areas, your understanding level is very different. Now what AI can do is it can personalize education for all the kids. So AI bot can work in parallel with a kid or with a person, and it will understand your focus areas, it will understand your strength, it will understand your way of writing, your way of comprehending things and imagining things, and then it can gear all the learning material that are more honed towards the way you learn. The third massive change that AI can bring is in the field of agriculture, precision farming, again related with climate change and other things, because agriculture is becoming more and more hard, because the environment is becoming more and more harsh. At the same time, our population is going up. So today we are 8 billion people in world. Very soon, in next 10 years, we might reach 10 billion. So if we have to feed 10 billion people with less land, more harsh climatic conditions, without AI, what's the solution? So, by learning all these technologies and by playing your role in AI, you will be at the forefront of solving these problems, because most of these problems would be solved using AI. And businesses also, you will see there will be a massive, massive transformation in how the businesses are done. SaaS models. Today, you see a lot of business making apps. When AI can make app automatically, you tell AI, "Hey, I want a app like Facebook," and it will create an app, and that app will be ready in 10-15 minutes. So when AI can code, it can make apps, it can make services, it can mine all the information from world. The way of doing business is going to transform. So in next 5 to 10 years, most of the businesses will not operate in the way they are operating today. Any country that controls AI, or any country that has the maximum research in area of AI, will dominate the world politics. Just like in industrial revolution, European countries were the forefront of industrial revolution and they colonized the whole world. So any country that makes advanced capability in field of AI will kind of dictate. They won't colonize the world now, because that's not literally possible in the way how it was done after the industrial revolution, but they will dictate lot of terms and conditions of how the capital and people mobility will happen across globe. Green shoots that I see of AI is mostly on the global warming side. Now the situation will become little worse because AI development needs a lot of energy, and we are consuming today 2% of world entire energy production. Very soon AI may start consuming 10 or 15% of entire world energy consumption. But at the same time, AI would be able to make breakthroughs in how to make energy generation cheap. It can make solar panel 10 times more efficient. It can We can make AI robots. They can go in space. They can build a solar panel in space, in space station. We can even send bunch of AI robots on moon, and they can build a whole energy grid there, and we can transfer energy from there to here. So very soon, like, the idea is, today you make a wildest imagination of what things can happen, and 10 years from now, probably many of those imaginations will already be reality. Other area where AI will have lot of debate in coming year is at an intellectual or philosophical level. Have you heard about Turing tests? So Alan Turing, who is very closely related with the automata and kind of early development of computer science and AI, he gave a barometer or a litmus test how we can tell AI has reached human intelligence, or when can we truly call it AI, because we are anyway saying it's an artificial intelligence. The barometer for judging an artificial intelligence to be human equivalent would be when something is reproduced to a person and person cannot tell whether this thing is done by a human or it's reproduced by a computer. That test AI has already achieved. ChatGPT 4 and other advanced versions, they are already operating at a par human excellence level, right? So if they write an essay, it's very difficult to tell if it was written by an AI or it was written by a person. They can present an argument in favor of a case more compelling than a real lawyer, right? So Turing test, it has already passed. Now AGI is artificial general intelligence, and SGI is super artificial general intelligence. Now what AGI is, in addition to, you'll not be able to detect whether it's done by a human or a computer. What AGI can do is, and it will learn across all the spaces just like a human, and it will be able to generalize, like what it learns in education it can generalize in medical, what it learns in medical it can generalize in different areas, right? So that level of intelligence. Now super AGI is something where the philosophical debate starts, because first the word AI itself is very debatable, because we are saying artificial intelligence. What intelligence is artificial? If the intelligence matches human intelligence, why not human intelligence becomes the artificial intelligence and the machine intelligence becomes the real intelligence? Then people say machines can't have consciousness. Now today we do not have an agreed definition of what a consciousness is, right? So all these debates are going to be more and more relevant in coming time, because the boundary between human intelligence and artificial intelligence is going to blur more and more. We can say AI will never have emotion, or like it cannot self-destruct itself or things like that, but all of those things will blur out in future. So you don't be an observer, you come in the game, you see how the game is changing, and you play along. Friends, now that you have decided to pursue a career in analytics, data science, machine learning, or AI, congratulations. You are entering one of the most exciting and future proof fields of our time. However, it requires a different kind of skill, and they are not that easy, but they're all learnable. And if you are relying on learning it from online channels like YouTube or subscription based models like Coursera, Udemy, DataCamp, they may not be very effective. Let's be honest. Self study and pre recorded tutorials can take you only so far. because they do not provide you real time feedback. Your mistakes are not noticed, and bad programming habits or a way of thinking sticks with you. They don't help you develop analytical or creative thinking. You have no accountability, so you'll start losing your motivation and your progress stalls. Over time you lose engagement and your subscriptions expires worthless. There's no personalization. The generic training doesn't fit you. It doesn't help you understand your strong or weak areas, and there is no interaction. Watching video doesn't make you a better player. So, our team at BI and datascience.com have designed a well researched, industry relevant curriculum that will make you job ready. They are packed with 40 live interactive sessions. Each session is an hour long with 45 minutes of instructions and 15 minutes of question and answer to clear all your doubts and give you better clarity. The spring cohort starts from March 1st and ends early November. Classes are on Saturday or Sunday depending on the track you choose. So what are you waiting for? Go and register from the link in the description. We have limited spots and believe me, they will all fill very fast. And the discounts are valid for first 100 registrations only for each course. Now for our learners in India, you might have difficulty paying the fee using credit card. So contact us through the email given in the description and we'll send you details about the NEFT or RGTS transaction details so that you can pay your fee by those modes. So far, in this video, we have covered various aspects of benefits and challenges related to making a career in field of analytics or AI. Without making this video any longer, let me summarize my concluding remarks. The pace at which AI is evolving and the rate of diffusion catching up, there will be a huge gap in the demand and supply of the talent. On one hand, we have oversupply of talent that would be replaced by AI. And on the other hand, we have a shortage of talent who would be needed to shape the very fabric of AI's development and innovation. Now, choosing a career in AI is not just a matter of securing a high-paying job. It's about being part of a movement that defines the future, the very existential threat to humanity and this planet. So the question today is no longer, will AI change the world? Because it already has. The real question is, will you be a passive observer or an active contributor? If you want to be at the forefront of human progress and make sure you have a role and experience to play in the development of the process, the time is now to step into the world of AI. Thank you for watching this video till end. And if you have learned something new or something that inspired you, please like and subscribe the channel. And hit that bell notification because our team would be bringing more awesome content like this. And until then, stay safe, stay warm, and keep learning.